What's going on, guys? It is your boy Havoc here. Welcome to yet another tutorial on the channel. I'm going to be showing you how to make a banner for your YouTube channel using Photoshop. I do realize not everybody has Photoshop, so if enough people want me to do so, I can make another tutorial on this subject, but I will be using a free software so that any of you guys that don't have Photoshop, you can still follow my tutorial and make a banner for your YouTube channel. So if you want to see that, be sure to drop a like. Once the video hits 250 likes, I will go ahead and post that. Alright, so the first thing that you're going to want to do, and it's pretty self-explanatory, is just go to File, click New, and then we're going to set the parameters to 2560 for the width, and for the height it's going to be 1440. And I'm just going to go ahead and put transparent. You don't have to do that, but make sure your parameters for your file are exactly this width and height. And then just click OK. And we've got our file right here. Alright, so the next thing that you're going to want to do is click on the link in the description, the first link. That will take you to this template right here. Now this is kind of necessary for you because this basically shows the whole parameter for your banner. Basically, this dark area is going to be what your banner will look like on a cell phone, and then this lighter area, the full width right here, will be what it looks like on a computer, and this will be what it looks like on a TV, the whole screen. So you're just going to go to this, right click, save image as, and just go ahead and save it to your desktop. Alright, so after that, we're just going to go ahead and place the image into our file right here. And I'm just going to move it so it's directly on top of here. So I don't know about you guys, now this is optional, but for me personally, I don't want to have this image in the background during the entire time of me making this banner. So the simplest thing to do, and I don't have the rulers right here, so if it's the same for you, you're just going to want to go to View, Rulers, and now you have your rulers right here. And instead of having this image right here, I'm just going to click and drag, and I'm going to create some guidelines over each of these lines so that I know where I am basically making this banner. So just click and drag, and you'll have all these guidelines right here. And so after you do that, then you can just go ahead and delete. Well, you have to create a new layer right here. So we're just going to go ahead and create a new layer and then delete that. So now that we have these guidelines, I'm just going to go ahead and make some rectangles just to make it easier for us just to see where the actual banner is going to be. So just create two rectangles along these guidelines right here. And to make it simpler right here for your layers, we're going to go ahead and Control E to merge them both together into one layer. Alright, so now that that is out of the way, I want you guys to go to dafont.com, and this is probably the best website to get free fonts. They probably have thousands upon thousands of different fonts, so you can choose from different categories and such. I'm going to go ahead and choose from the script and brush because I like the look of some of these. My two favorite from this category is this one right here as well as EDO. And so basically, once you find your favorite font, just go ahead and click download. It's super simple. I've already downloaded before. I'm going to go ahead and show in folder, and I'm going to click and drag that onto my desktop. So now that we have it on our desktop, you want to right click, extract here, and that will extract the font right here. Double click it and click install. It's as simple as that. I already have it installed, but I just want to show you guys the whole process of how to install each font. So you're just going to do this process whenever you find a font that you want. It downloads and it's on your Photoshop. It's simple as that. It's super simple to get fonts. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm actually going to be using the EDO font because I really like this font. We're going to make it 175. You can change it however you want. And I'm just going to type in the Havoc because that's my YouTube channel name. So also, little tip right here. So obviously the text is not centered. So what you're going to want to do is click on the Havoc. You're going to want to click on Control A, and then we're going to go to Layer, Align Layers to Selection, Vertical Centers. So that aligns it to the vertical center. And then we're also going to click on horizontal centers. So that basically centers it right in the middle, and that's a super helpful tip for any of you guys that want like to not have to mess around with it. There it is. It's centered. So I'm just gonna go ahead and right click on this layer right here. We're gonna go to blending options because we want to make this a little better. Okay, we want to make it look a little better. So I'm gonna probably put a stroke right here of 2 pixels. I'm also gonna put a gradient overlay, and we're gonna make this probably about halfway right there. I think that looks good right there. And you can obviously switch it around. It's up to your preference. You can have different colors. I don't want to make this impression that you have to exactly follow my tutorial. You can just play around with whatever you think looks the best. But this is just how I'm going to make mine, and you can follow if you want to. But we're gonna make a drop shadow, make it 100 opacity, 0 distance. We're gonna make the spread. We're gonna make the spread 30, and the size 45. I think that looks pretty nice right there. All right, so now that you have your YouTube channel name kind of all centered up and it looks nice, for most banners, you want to have your social media kind of off to the side, because if somebody's following you on YouTube, of course you want them to follow your other social media. So I'm going to put Twitter on this side and Instagram on this side. You can obviously switch it around if you want to put your Snapchat on there or your Facebook or whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and click on the text icon, and for this I want to change kind of the font because I want to make it more readable. So a font that I would suggest is Nexa Bold. You can find it on defont.com, so go ahead and search it up and you can go ahead and download it. So we're going to make this 30 point right here, and then so we're just going to go ahead and type in Twitter, if I can do that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and type in Twitter. I'm just going to do this for now right here, and then we're going to go to blending options just to make it look a little better than this, because this doesn't look that good. We're going to go stroke. I'm just going to do a 1 stroke right here. We're going to go to gradient overlay as well, because we want to make it look a little nicer. I'm going to go to probably about a quarter right here. I think that looks pretty nice right there. And then we're also going to put another drop shadow, because obviously that always makes it look a lot better. I'm going to put it at 100 opacity, 0 distance. We're going to make the spread 25, and then we'll make the size 10. And that should be good right there. So now we got that text right here. And see, now that we have that all situated, we don't have to do blending options for each kind of text right here, because we can just duplicate the layer right here, and now you have basically your layer right here again. So we're going to go to at the Havoc. Go ahead and put your username right here. So now that we have that right there, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it as well, and we're going to change the font, obviously, because we want to have our Instagram as well. So we got our Instagram right here, and then I will go ahead and duplicate this layer as well, because it's the 40 layer, the 40 size layer. It's a little bigger, and we're going to delete that at, because you don't need that for Instagram. So there's that right there. So now that we have that out of the way, to make it super simple, like I said before, you basically can click on both your layers. So I'm going to click on the Havoc as well as Instagram right here, and I'm going to click on Control E. So now this is one layer, so I can move it around together, and we're going to do the same for our Twitter, and there it is. So we got both of our layers right here. I'm going to move that back. Next thing that you're going to want to do though is you're going to want to have this layer right here, Control A, and then click on Layer, Align Layers to Selection, Vertical Centers, so that is all centered up. I guess it was already centered. So now we haven't centered this Instagram right now, so click on Control A, Layer, Align Layers to Selection, Vertical Centers. So now you have both of your Twitter and Instagrams all ready. So I'm going to scoot this a little over, And I think that looks pretty good right there. I think that looks good. So now that we have this out of the way, we obviously want our basically our Twitter logo and the Instagram logo on this banner. So you're going to want to go onto the internet, the glorious internet, and you're going to want to search up Twitter logo PNG and Instagram PNG. So for the Twitter, and you want PNG because you want the background to be transparent. If it isn't, then you will have to manually cut out the logo yourself. If it is transparent, then you don't have to do it. It's already cut out for you. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, click on view image. We're going to do the same for Instagram. This is a fairly small image, so I'm going to click on the bigger logo right here because it's a bigger size, so higher quality. I'm going to drag this onto my desktop as well as the Instagram one. Go back to our Photoshop file. You're going to go ahead and place both of these items right here. I'm going to go ahead and place the Instagram file right here. And when you're scaling this down, you're going to want to make sure you hold shift, because if you don't hold shift, it will scale it down, not relative to what the original size was. So hold shift and make sure you keep holding shift. And we've got our logo right here. I'm going to keep kind of scaling it down to where it's about the same size, maybe a little larger than the text. So I would say about there is pretty nice right there, maybe a little smaller, and there we are right there. So we're going to go ahead and place that right there, and I'm going to click Control A, and we're going to go to layer, align layers to selection, vertical. So we're going to blend these options right here. I'm going to go ahead and click stroke. I'm going to do a 1 stroke right here. I think that'll make it look better. Gradient overlay, because we always want that. I'm going to make it the same as the text, so I'm going to put it about 1/4 right there. And there's that. Drop shadow. We always want to drop shadow because it makes it look better. 0 distance. We're going to make it the same as the text, so a 25 spread and a 10 size right there. What we want now is we want our Twitter icon right now. So we're going to go ahead and place this as well. And we're going to want to scale it down as well. Be sure to hold shift, same as before. Oops, I didn't do it. I didn't do it right there. You saw that, right? There we go. And I'm going to scale it down to where it's basically the same as the Instagram logo, because I want both of them to look basically relatively the same size. I think that's about right there. So we're going to scoot that over here. Make it right there, place that, and then be sure to click Control A, layer, align layers to selection, vertical, I guess, what does it say? Vertical centers. Okay, I'm just saying vertical. So I want you guys to know exactly what it is. I'm gonna actually scoot that a little over, make sure it doesn't go down. So there it is. I'm actually gonna scoot it a little over. Okay. Go to blending options. I'm going to stroke this 1 pixel right here. Gradient overlay, same as before, same as Instagram. Move about 1/4 right there. Click OK. Drop shadow. 100 opacity, 0 distance. Same as before, 25 and 10. And that should be good right there. So now that we have basically all of our text, now what you want is your image. So for me personally, it's really up to your preference. You could search up a image for nature, whether that be mountains or oceans, or you could, if you're a gaming channel like me, you go ahead and click on Call of Duty image backgrounds. So it's really up to you what you want in your background. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some options. So I'm going to go and click on the image right here. And I'm going to click on a couple of these just to show you what it might look like, what you guys really want. And you have plenty of options, whether you want a ocean background or a gaming background. It's really up to your preference, honestly. But for this, I'm going to go ahead and click on this lighthouse because I think that looks pretty cool. So we're going to have that image. And then we also have this mountain image. You have plenty of choices right here. I think I saw this, yeah. I think I really want this one right here, though. A very helpful tip as well to make the banner look even better is to search up like a grunge background, kind of sort of a texture that you can also put on your banner. Now I really like this one for right now, and you can change it up. You can make different. You can search up different grunge backgrounds, different colors of them. But I really like this one for me personally. I really like that one. So now that we have all our images downloaded, go back to our Photoshop file, click on place, and I'm going to go ahead and place this mountain photo right here. So we're going to go ahead and, remember, hold shift. We're going to shift this so that it is full size. Now what you're going to want to do is move this layer all the way down to the bottom so that it's a bottom layer right here. Now obviously you see that it might be hard to see the text right here, and also for me personally, to make this look even better, what you're going to want to do is make kind of a contrast of colors, a contrast of darkness and lightness. So what I mean by this is we're going to go ahead and click on the paintbrush tool, and we're going to make this size probably, I would say, about 1700 right here, and we're going to make the hardness 0 because we want kind of soft brush. You will have to make a completely new layer, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And we've got black color right here, and what you're going to want to do is go basically to where it's half off the banner and half on. You want to also center it kind of. So we're going to go ahead and make one click right here, and there's that right there. And you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side, so half on, half off. Click right there. I think that looks better. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks a lot better than the original one. So now that we have that out of the way, I also think it looks really good. So if you have a white paintbrush right here, so just click on white layer right here, white color right here, and then click on the same brush. We're gonna make this a little smaller. I'm gonna go 1400 for this one, and same thing. We're gonna actually make it about half on, half off for the bottom of this paintbrush, if that makes sense. And we're gonna click on that, and that makes it look, that just kind of lightens up the middle of it, and that just like kind of contrasts the colors. So now that we have this out of the way, I kind of want you guys, and this is whatever you feel like doing, but just, you know, just mess around with this kind of feature. So now that we have this, I want you to click on basically this layer right here. We don't want it to involve the text, but we want it to involve this background layer as well as these this darkness and this lightness paintbrush tool right here. So you're going to want to click on saturation, click on that, click on colorize, and see, it colorizes basically your image. So now that we have that out of the way, basically you can move this around to where it's different colors. So let's say you want green, you can make a green banner, or if you want to make it blue, you can do that. You can change the saturation to make it different, basically a different shade of blue. And I really like this, you know. Basically you can just move this around and just create different kind of banners, sort of. I wouldn't make it super light like that, but basically I would just mess around with this stuff right here. Now that we have that out of the way, I want to go ahead and place this this texture right here. And obviously, hold your horses. I know it looks weird right now. Be sure to click on shift, hold shift as you're moving this. So now that we have that out of the way, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to move that down right there and change the opacity to, I would say, about, you know, you can move it around to whatever you want, but that's a little too much right there. You can't really see the mountains. But if you do it about, I would say 25, that gives it a little texture, and you can also see the mountains still. So I really like it like this right here. And I would say that is your finished product right there. But I do want to show you what it looks like if you do different backgrounds. So, and this is what I like about this banner right here, is that you can change your different images in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this image, change the size right here, and we're going to have this image right here. Probably we're going to put it like right about here. So if, let's say you're a gaming channel and you want this as your background, or if you want a different image as your background, you can go ahead and do this. Now be sure to move this layer right below the hue/saturation. So you're going to put it right there, and there you are. That's a different image. So, and you can go ahead and switch these. So if you want the mountain one, you can go ahead and put this Call of Duty one below it, and there you have the mountain one. We're going to go ahead and place another one just to show you guys the different options that you have. We're going to make this the lighthouse one. Now this might be a low quality image because it was very small. So we're going to move that right there. Click on place. I'm going to move this above the mountain one, and there you have it. You have the lighthouse one. See what I'm saying? You can basically switch it out, and whatever you're feeling, whatever you want, you can have. And like I said before, you can switch the hue/saturation. Let's say you want a different color. So basically you can change that, to whatever you want. You can change it. And we're going to go back to the mountain one because I think that's what looks the best right there. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the tutorial. If you did, be sure to drop a like. I know it was a long tutorial, so I hope it helped you guys out. If it did, like I said, be sure to drop a like. Be sure to subscribe for more tutorials. And it's been your boy Havoc here, and I'm out. Peace.